Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 10 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now, Kinston Police are looking for some thieves that have allegedly again been a part of a theft at Dollar General. Again, Kinston Police are looking for these two people you are seeing on your screen right now. They say that the two people pictured are suspects in a theft at the store on Vernon Avenue. Now, of course, they are also accused, of communicating threats, according to police. Now, police ask anyone who may recognize these two or has information related to the theft to call Kinston Police at 252-939-4020. You can find that number there at the bottom of your screen. Or you can reach out to Crime Stoppers at 252-523-4444. And now we want to turn to NBC's exclusive interview with President Trump that was held by NBC's very own Tom Yamas. NBC's Alice Barr has more on the president's responses.
President Trump in an exclusive sit-down with NBC's Tom Yamas, reflecting on what he's learned through weeks of uproar over his administration's immigration crackdown in Minneapolis.
Maybe we can use a little bit of a softer touch, but you still have to be tough. These are criminals. We're dealing with really hard criminals.
That after the president's border czar announced 700 federal immigration agents are withdrawing from Minnesota, aiming to end the surge in manpower, but not the mission.
We're not backing down at all. I said today mass deportations will continue.
While Democrats are pushing to formalize major changes to immigration enforcement before Department of Homeland Security funding runs out next week.
It's got to rein in ICE in very serious ways. And if they're not serious and they don't put in real reform, they shouldn't expect our votes.
President Trump also addressing bipartisan pushback over his recent comments about nationalizing elections in some places, despite the Constitution dictating that states run elections.
We can't allow cheating in elections. Now, if we need to put in federal controls as opposed to state controls, remember this, they're really an agent.
The president repeating his debunked claims of widespread fraud in the 2020 election amid the FBI's controversial seizure of 2020 ballots in Fulton County, Georgia.
They're going to look at him, and now they're going to find out the true winner of that state.
There is no evidence Georgia's results were marred by fraud, and a hand count of ballots confirmed the results shortly after the election. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Well, thank you, Alice, for that report. We now turn to your weather forecast, where some areas are seeing some very light snowflakes coming down right now. Certainly not a lot. Nothing, of course, that's going to lead to massive accumulations of snow. That's not looking like it's going to be a possibility today. If you're hopeful again for another winter wonderland across the east, this system is not going to be delivering the goods. Let's zoom that in a little bit closer. Obviously, you can see some snow flurries further back towards the west from the Triad, extending all the way down towards Greenville, Spartanburg in South Carolina. But let's focus on what we've got here in the east. Duplin County, Lenoir County, Jones, Craven, Pitt, Beaufort, Greene. Those right now are the areas that are seeing at least a few snowflakes, sleet stones, and some freezing raindrops coming down. Obviously not a lot, but we do have some. Kinston right now is looking like a little bit of some snow action going down. Not going to last too much longer. You may have, again, I'd say about 5 minutes, and then the snowflakes are going to become a little bit more broken. And then by the time we get to, I would say about 11 o'clock to 11:15, those snow flurries you're seeing over kind of just off to the southwest of Albertson and Duplin County, those are going to be now through Kinston and heading up towards the Grifton area in southern Pitt County. So snowflakes around, certainly not everywhere, and not going to be accumulating as air temperatures right now sit in the low to mid 30s. You got to have sub-freezing conditions in order to support snowflakes sticking to the ground, and right now we do not have that. Current air temperatures are 32 degrees and above. It feels quite a bit cooler, though. It does look like winds are going to play a bit of a factor in today's forecast, just from a feels-like standpoint. We've got northerly winds blowing in right now at about 7 to 15 miles an hour. We do have that 20-mile-an-hour sustained breeze in Manio. The 67-mile-an-hour sustained wind we saw at 9 a.m. in Kenansville has come back down to a more reasonable 10-mile-per-hour breeze. Everything coming out of the northeast right now, and that will keep temperatures from reaching certainly our seasonal average. Today we're likely going to be getting into the, I'd say, mid-upper 30s. Not too warm, but we're going to be above freezing, and that right now is kind of the key aspect of the forecast. Will we stay above freezing? And yes, until we get past sunset tonight. That's when air temperatures will cool back down again, and we will end up seeing overnight lows fall all the way down into the low 20s for tomorrow morning. Again, get ready for a cold start to your Friday, and it will come with a few raindrops through the middle of the day, but those are going to be gone by the time we reach Saturday and Sunday. Super Bowl weekend right now looking clear, sunny, but a little bit cooler than what we've got coming up for next week. Highs over Saturday and Sunday likely in the upper 30s versus the low 40s to mid 40s that we're going to see for your Friday. Now, we've got two cold fronts that are going to be moving across eastern North Carolina coming up on Friday. First one will give us that chance of rain you're seeing right there, but then a secondary one will follow that one, really pushing those air temperatures down again as we head into the upcoming Super Bowl weekend. So for this afternoon, looking at air temperatures in the mid-upper 30s later on in the day. Cloud cover is going to be with us throughout the day today, not anticipating any sort of sun breaks. We'll see a little bit more sunshine coming up tomorrow, but tomorrow will still feature some cloud cover. Overnight lows tonight will come down into the low to mid 20s. Sunshine early on to morning, clouds up as we head into the afternoon. Thanks again to those rain showers rolling in. We're not looking at those raindrops lingering too long into your Friday evening. I think by the time we get to around 8 to 9 p.m., those drops are going to be done. And then from there, we're back into the upper 30s again for Saturday and Sunday. Low 50s expected, though, for Monday of next week. 57 degrees on Tuesday, 61 on Wednesday, and 63 degrees expected by next Thursday. So it's been a while since we've been above our seasonal average, which is the upper 50s for this time of year. Coming up next week, we will finally see the warmth return to eastern North Carolina. It's pretty nice that it's going to come along with some sunshine as well. Well, that's all we have time for today's 10 a.m. News and Weather Update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, have a fantastic Thursday.